Hello, my Christian family. I want to cover a very important subject today. Javid and Rishi Sunak, the most two powerful allies for Boris Johnson, has resigned. Now, if you are a Christian subscriber, you will obviously know that I said that hell would freeze over before Boris Johnson decides, this is it, I'm gone. What else could go wrong in Britain or America? Joe Biden has failed when it's come to the inflation and rescuing many Americans who are having to skip meals because Joe Biden has failed. He didn't mind protecting the corporate companies, but when it came to the average person, they don't care, okay? I made a separate video regarding that. But what's interesting, let's just quickly have a look here, okay? Javid on Twitter, he said, with all good conscience, with all Boris Johnson, in a way, I'm not comparing him to Christ, but when Christ was in the Garden of Gethsemane, all his disciples forsook him and fled. All. Do you know why? It's human nature. When things are piling up, things are under pressure, and you can't see any way out, it's very difficult to find a loyal friend that will stick with you no matter what the odds. And that's the reason why all Jesus Christ's disciples forsook him and fled. They ran for their dear lives. Forget it, he's lost. When they saw the Roman soldiers with their long spears and all, they thought, forget it, I'm out of here. Judas betrayed Jesus for money. History repeats itself. Boris Johnson, he's like a Titanic ship. It's guaranteed to sink. But you know something? It's only a matter of time when. I said that Boris Johnson is like King Nebuchadnezzar, or he's like the pharaohs when God had to send his plagues and locusts to teach the pharaohs, let the children of Israel go. But even though God did that, he toughened up their heart, so they would rebel against him. Like Britain, she's rebelling, and for this, she will be punished. She thought, we had Brexit done, it's time for parties. Not realizing she still needed, refugees. 12 million refugees are, leaving Ukraine. 12 million are leaving Ukraine, and I'm sure if China goes to war, is it with South China or something? If they go to war, Britain have to open their doors again. So people think they are clever with their political monopoly and deceit, but in the end, it catches up on you. But Boris Johnson, what's interesting, he thought he was clever. What did he do? He put all these crooks around him. This is not my words. These are history showing us this, and the newspapers. I won't mention any name for legal purposes, but some of them, they were done for sex offences, sexual harassment. And Boris Johnson knew this. I won't mention their names for legal purposes. He knew this, but he was career driven. Like King Nebuchadnezzar, he had no morals. But like a Titanic ship, sooner or later is guaranteed to sink, but only in God's good time. And don't think to yourself that when what's his name, Pierce Starmer, don't think to yourself when Pierce Starmer or Liz Truss, whoever replaces Boris Johnson, don't think to yourself that England is having a good time. I told you, I made a video, there's going to be an earthquake. Look at the inflation around the world. People are starving, families are missing out on children on meals. And you know something? Boris Johnson, instead, All he cared about was his career. Oh, I'm here for the sake of Britain. Let's put Britain first. Really? British people are starving. They're living out of the food banks. Nurses and doctors and even barristers are crying out. The inflation is killing us. But Boris Johnson, all he cares about is his career and the multi-millionaires. Yet he says, I'm here like King Nebuchadnezzar. I'm not moving anywhere because I'm here to serve Britain. Really? Really? You ask the struggling families. But he's like the emperor has no clothes on. He's living a total denial. He's like a psychopath. Total has no empathy for struggling families. He's there for himself. But back to the subject. Two of his most powerful allies, like Jesus' disciples, all forsook him and fled, even fighting Peter. They compared to an Irishman. They're fighting, good fighters. Denied Jesus 3 times. Javid and Rishi Sunak, the banker, they looked at the market. These are businessmen. They looked at the market and thought, something, forget it. Let's get out while we can. Let's get out while we can. Get away from me. I never knew you. Get away from me. I never knew you. What's interesting? What will happen now? I gotta watch this space. What will happen now? Will Boris Johnson, who's he gonna put there? What other puppet or muppet he's gonna put there in replacement? My only concern is that people, it proves the politicians, the preachers, the fake prophets, they don't respect the average masses. They don't respect the likes of me and you. These fake preachers, false prophets, and the government, they don't care about the average people struggling to put food on their table. They don't care. They're using you as a means to an end. As long as you line their pockets, look after their careers. I'm a preacher, I'm a prophet. Look after their careers, then they will spin you a lie. And that's what's happened. And that's why Boris Johnson has no respect for his voters. If he did, he would have gone long time. But no, the number of things he's done wrong, and he's still there. The devil must be keeping him there for a powerful reason. But Britain will sink and America will follow too. Just look at my videos when I said an earthquake will hit Europe, an earthquake. I made it in 2019 when you were in the money, like the 1920s. I'm in the money. Ooh, people were dancing, giving into marriage and sexual immorality. Business was fat. The car was fat. The bankers were delightful. And I says it's an illusion. It's all going to collapse. And you all laughed at me. You all laughed at me. And Russia said that Britain will turn to cannibalism. And all the wheat comes from Russia. The inflation is killing us. And I had a dream that it was sometime last year that God was going to cause a dent in the economy. The word was mar, permanently damage. So I'm telling you, there's worse to come. Look at the supermarket. The shelves are empty, but people won't cry out. They won't go on their knees and pray and ask, why are we being punished? Because the scientist tells you, look at the government as God. Look at the government as Caesar. And what's happening now? People bow down to the government. Please, government, please, what is the answer? The same government that's robbing you, like the church preachers and pastors robbing you. And you're going to the wrong sources, right? The wrong source for the answer. And that's the reason why you're starving to this day. I don't vote. I refuse to vote because I see the game. Oh, this video will get deeper. I've been reading economics, etc. Oh my God, the world is a game. Whether it's a church, whether it's a government, right? They're playing games with you. All they want is your money. That's all they're after. They'll tell you anything as long as you line their dirty, corrupt pockets. I've got to get out of here. I'm sweating.